Hey everybody, it's Paul, Dr. Nacho. I have a question for you. Are you a dentist looking for a job where you can make $140,000 a year with the opportunity to make more with an awesome mentor looking to grow her two practices? I'm talking here with the awesome Dr. Gulia. Welcome to Talking Nachos, Dr. Gulia. So you have an associate position available, which we're going to dig into, but I always like to share our dentisting stories. So give us just a day in the life of what you're doing even today, or where your practices are, and a little bit about your dental journey.
Okay. I'm from Maine originally, and I went to dental school at BU. And when I was in dental school, I never thought that I would own a practice ever, let alone two. So I did my residency at Temple, and then I got an associate job out in Lancaster, and I worked there for 2.5 years. And then I had my first daughter. And after I had her, I realized that the equity piece became a lot more important to me, and just going to work every day for a paycheck was wonderful, but I wanted to be building something of my own as well. So 5 years ago, I bought a practice in Paoli, Pennsylvania, a small 4.5 op family practice. And we've grown it a ton over the past 5 years. And I realized how fun it is. And I feel like if I could be a convert from never wanting to own to seeing, I mean, there's bad sides too, but it can be really fun. I even surprised myself with that. So a year ago, our bank that we use, they approached us and they said, you know, that we have this other practice that seems pretty much identical to yours, and the lady is going to put it on the market really soon. Do you want to take a look? And by that time, I think I was pregnant with my third daughter, and I was like, I don't know if this is
A lot on your Nacho plate at once, Julia. Yeah, I like that. That's like me in life. You got daughters, practices, so now you have 3 children, 2 practices, right?
yes.
You have an awesome partner helping you out. Who helps you out with your daily dentisting life to make sure you drop
my
Nacho?
husband does.
Awesome. And what's his role at the practices?
So he's kind of the, I guess, business manager. We do it together, but anything not directly in the mouth, he's kind of in charge of, and then we do that together.
I think it's a great combo. While we're talking, if anybody wants to text PHOJOB, PHOJOB, to 215-543-6454, we will connect you with Dr. Julia and ACBO to find out more about this job. So now we're going to talk about, this is what I love. First, I love that you changed your mind. Very not dentist. I love that you said, I am not going to own a practice. Now I do. I want anyone to see this. How many years have you been out of dental school?
I graduated 2011 and out of residency 2012.
You're approaching, right now, you're still a CAD, a child age dentist, that's 5 to 10 years out. But you're approaching my category, 10 to 25 years out, a MAD, a medium age dentist. So your dentisting journey, the dental circle of life, will take you in a lot of different positions. I have a 2 and a 6-year-old having a dental practice. I've given so many lectures on this. It's like having a 3-year-old that never grows up for 30 years. There's awesome parts, there's challenging parts, there's expensive parts. But now I want to do what I love doing at Dental Nachos, Job Connect, how to connect dentists. So I always say to dentists, there's 5 questions you need to ask when you go on an interview. And there's 5 questions a practice owner will need to answer for an associate so we can get the story. So first, where is this job?
It's in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, which is about 35 minutes outside the city.
Awesome. So it's beautiful from Center City. So you can live in Center City. You can hang out with me at Elvez and eat nachos if you want. That's where I live. So it's in Phoenixville, PA, great location. Second question, why are you looking for an associate?
So it is a second practice. So I am only there half a day a week, and we had an associate there full time. And it wasn't quite the right fit. Amazing person, amazing personality, but coming from more of a clinic, Medicare, Medicaid type practice. And this is very much a small family private practice, just a different model. And I don't think it was as good a fit as either of us wanted it to be.
It's an awesome story to share, because we should just be more authentic. I love Gary Vee. And restaurants are a perfect example. A chef who works at Barclay Prime on Rittenhouse Square might have a certain model, and they're not going to fit necessarily in a Chipotle, but the person who's doing Chipotle is succeeding in that too. So the fit's important, especially dentists are a lot like chefs, but chefs who are doing it all chair side. So that's a great why. But it is replacing someone who was working there. I like that. So then, let's say I'm applying for this job. I go back in time, back to the future. I'm a baby age dentist or a toddler age dentist. What procedures am I going to be doing most of the time in this office in Paoli?
So Pretty much everything. So anything from, general bread and butter dentistry, um, crowns, fillings, all that kind of stuff. We do have an iTero there, and I do like Invisalign, so I'd love it if the person was someone that was interested in Invisalign. Although if they hated it, I can do that part. I do Botox and filler, so that's something that's offered there. The person could or could not be interested in doing that too. I don't place implants, so that would be wonderful if the associate did, but again, not a necessity.
That's a great menu of things where you're basically doing general dentistry because you're going to be the dentist in that practice. I had a satellite practice where I went 1 day a week, and most of what I was doing was general dentistry because of the general dentistry. But there's an opportunity to add toppings like placing implants, learning iTero, things like that. But also okay to refer that out until you learn more. So I like that too. Now, all these dentists, each generation of dentists takes on more debt, right? So you can have a great job, but you need to be paid so you can pay your debt and do things. What's the compensation look like if I was to take this job in Phoenixville?
So it's a growing practice, and we understand that that takes a little while to grow it to exactly where we want to be. And right now we're getting into a weird time with COVID, this September, October, November, where we didn't have the patients 6 months ago. So scheduling is going to be weird for a couple months, and I anticipate that. So we have a daily rate of $700, and then it would be once everything gets a little more normal, once we get through this weird period, the production percentage.
Which is great, Julie. And I'll just take 30 seconds because dentists, they can overcomplicate anything, right? The words we use are complicated. So, think of a daily safety net guarantee, which I believe in and I offer, as you work for a year and you make $140,000 based 200 days times $700. I call it no matter what. But then this thing, okay, I can plan my life around this, but I have the opportunity to earn more. So if I make a percentage and now I make 180, you take 180 minus 140 and you will add $40,000. But I think it's awesome, especially during this time, Julia, that you are, like I do, create a safety net guarantee because dentistry is weird. You can have a great schedule and it could fall apart. You could do a lot of work this day. So paying a guarantee, I think, is important, especially during this time. So I love that. So you
explained it a lot better than I did.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I do this all the time, and it's just too complicated. I just want to just make it, like Philadelphia, that movie, explain it to people like I'm a 4-year-old. 140 grand no matter what, opportunity to make more. So we went over where the job is, why you need an associate, what they're going to do, how they're going to be paid. What are some fun things to do? If you were applying to this job and you were coming from across the country, now let's talk some real person stuff. Forget about being a dentist. What would be fun to do in this area? Obviously I know too, but what would you say to somebody? Where would they live and what would be some fun stuff they could do?
Well, Phoenixville itself is awesome. It has a really cute downtown, lots of restaurants. Back pre-COVID, that would be the place to go. Now they do a lot of outdoor seating and all that kind of stuff, but Phoenixville itself is awesome. This whole kind of area outside of Philly, there's tons of hiking, tons of outdoor stuff to do. Philly itself is awesome. I moved here, like I said, from Maine, and I've loved everything about it. But like you said, you could live in the city and come out, or you could live in the Phoenixville area. Now, the other thing too is if anybody has any kids, the school systems in this direct area are insanely good. So that's something to keep in mind too.
Awesome. I love that. I think that's a good, I remember when I had my first daughter and my awesome wife was sick and I was just a new dad. And, I went out in Philly, I went to Devon and watched a football game and got her French fries. And Philly's kind of your friend when you don't have any friends. And whether it's in the suburbs or in the city, it is a great place if you're coming from across the country. So you have a great story. Share with us before we jump off. What is the best way to reach out to you directly? You can reach out to us, jobconnecteddentalnachos.com, text PHOJOB, PHOJOB to 215-543-6454. But if people want to reach out to you directly, Julia, how would they do that?
So I guess the best way would be, my email is Julia, I spell my name with a G, Gulia, at my last name, Omene, O, M as in Mary, E, N as in Nancy, E, dentistry.com.
Awesome, perfect. And we'll get you connected. I think this is a great opportunity. I love your story. I love dentists collaborating, working together. So I appreciate you sharing here on Nachos. And are you going back to work for the rest of the day? Or are you done?
Yes, no, I have a little bit longer.
Okay, well, I hope you have a great rest of your dentisting day. It's successful. You don't cry too many times on the inside as a practice owner. And we'll look to get you connected with some great dentists.
Thank you so much.